Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. Today, I'm going to be doing a one tool required mod for the Jeep Gladiator. This is something I've been looking to do for a long time. Frankly, I'm not sure why I haven't done it already, but let me show you what it is. We've got everything sitting over here. No, it's not this big box. This is actually something coming up for the Toyota Tacoma. It's in this box right here, and there will be a link down below if you want to check it out. What these are brackets that go onto the side rail, I'll show you in a minute, for the seats. And the purpose is to hold a flashlight. You know, it's nice to have a flashlight in the truck in case you ever need to change a tire, maybe just see something out in the woods, maybe in your own subdivision, or even in the mall. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and put this thing in. I did find a flashlight to fit. This just came from Lowe's. It has to fit right in this bracket. Believe it or not, it's a little difficult to find a battery-operated flashlight anywhere these days, unless you go online and order from Amazon or something. But I did find one. Strangely, it takes AA batteries, a few of them. Looks like it takes 6 of them, as opposed to the big C batteries. Which, yeah, I'm not sure if I like that or not. Hopefully these last longer than the C's do, because frankly, this is there for emergency purposes or if I need to just see something as opposed to being used every day. So it'll sit a while. Now, we're going to unpackage this. I do want to see how bright this thing is. And then we're going to go ahead and mount it in the Jeep Gladiator. Okay, I love how they package these things. You have to have a tool to get your tool. Of course, that's because of theft or whatever. Got the flashlight out, got to remove the batteries, which again, well, they do give us a handy little rip away tag area, so that's kind of nice. And I think always a good idea to unpackage stuff like this before you put it in your truck. In other words, if you're not mounting this like I am, just don't buy it and throw it in the back, because if you're out somewhere and you don't happen to have any tools, yeah, you might actually have a problem getting this unpackaged so you can actually use it. Now, it unscrews from the back. Let's see what this looks like. And it's got 2 holes to throw batteries in. It doesn't show you the way that they go. Oh, it does. There's a little graph or picture, I guess, on the side that shows you how the batteries go in. So it looks like they all go in the same direction, strangely. So let's load our flashlight. Kind of reminds me of going to the range or something, right? Definitely not a complicated process for sure. And then should be able to just screw this puppy on there. It is a tight fit, I'll say that. Okay, we've got her on. Now the big question is, how do you turn the flashlight on? I'm embarrassed to say I don't know how to turn it on. Oh, duh. It's on the back. You push the button, right? Let's see if it works. It's a pretty light push, actually. I was giving it more than it needed. Looks like this is a 1, 2, and off. So it's a 2-function light, if you will. Let's go ahead. We'll see how bright it is, at least in daylight. Against the backdrop. It is pretty bright. It's supposed to be, what, 1,000 lumens? Yeah, it's 1,000 lumens, so I guess it's bright enough for my purposes. Anyway, you get it. That's how you feed the flashlight. Let's go ahead and get it mounted. All right, out here at the Jeep, it goes on pretty easy. It just kind of goes over the rail like so, and then you have to decide exactly where you want to have the flashlight sit, depending on what light you've got. When it's pushed down, it will clear everything. They kind of show in some of the pictures actually having it sit more, I guess, like this. I'm not quite sure how I want it to go, actually. So I'm going to finagle that a little bit, get it where I want it to be. Now, as far as putting it on, it takes a 3mm hex key or Allen wrench, just like so. And you have to tighten the screws from the back. That's going to be interesting to see how difficult that is to do, since you have to be under the seat to do it. There is room under the seat to do it, but a little bit of contortion action going on to get it on there. I've got it on, but let me tell you, it requires two tools, a hammer and that 3mm hex key. Now, it fits very tightly, which it would have to. I mean, if you're going to force a screwdriver or a flashlight down in there that's going to stay in place and not jiggle all over the place, it has to fit tight, and man, it does. Now, the directions say you're supposed to put it over the side rail, which I did, and then snap it into place. Well, it's really more like force it into place, which again is not a bad thing, but trying to push it down, you have to have another tool, in my case, a hammer. What I did is I set the hammer in each one, and then I use that as a rod, if you will, to push down. In doing that, you're pivoting or rotating the bracket so that from the backside, which you can't see, it forces it up to grab or sandwich the bar that you're putting it on. It's not hard to do once you figure out how to do it. And I gotta say, it's much easier to do with a hammer or some kind of a wooden rod or screwdriver or whatever that you can put across there and force it on. Now, I will say, if you get the idea to do this and think that hitting it is a good idea, because I tried that to kind of force it through, that does not work because there's a little bit of spring in it, of course. And you chance breaking it. It is just plastic, so I would not recommend doing that. It will go on. It is difficult, but it works. Now, there's a screw on the back. I did reach around from the front to screw that down with the Allen key. There is room to do that. You just have to feel for the screw. It doesn't take much tightening once you have them on, and I'm not even sure if you have to tighten them because forcing them on is a pretty darn good grip. Now, let's go ahead. We'll set you down. We'll put a flashlight on there. Hopefully, I think you guys can see. You want to position the brackets, of course, so that they fit the way you want them to for the length of the flashlight you're putting in. The flashlight itself sits there, and then you just push it in like that. That's it. And man, this thing isn't going anywhere. And it does take a little bit of effort to get it out, but again, that's what you want. You want a good firm hold. So just push it in, and that's it. Obviously, you can have a longer flashlight. This is low enough so it does not interfere with the operating controls of the seat, which is a good thing. The seat can still slide on the bracket because it stops before it gets inside the channel for the seats. So you're not going to have any interference with the seat going back and forth. And if you're ever doing any work under the footwell there, just go ahead and turn the light on. You've got your own built-in light down there. If you ever drop anything, just reach down below, push the button. You can see in the footwell. Just an extra added benefit, I suppose. Anyway, that is adding the flashlight holder to the Jeep Gladiator with really two tools. Unless you really want to push on that with your hands, I don't recommend that. It is, after all, I think, a two-tool job. Anyway, leave a comment. Let me know what you think. If you've put one of those on before, how did it go for you? And is it working out good? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Mod Driven, all about the Honda Civic, and Rob Motive, all about the Toyota Tacoma, which I'll probably put one of these in there too. I have to look and see what that setup is. Anyway, check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? And while you're at it, smash the subscribe button here too. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye. Oh, and one more thing I want to add. It does not get in the way, even with my little bottle of sanitizer here, of shutting the door. So there's no interference there.